My name is Beth Aylesworth, and I'm here to talk to you about ghosts. Do you believe in ghosts? Do you think loved ones can actually come back and visit? I do. This all started for me when I was 8 years old, and my father died that November. The following summer, I was outside playing, doing whatever typical 9-year-olds do, and I heard his voice call my name. So I had this big smile on my face thinking, Dad's back. And I turned around. There was nobody there. And I was so upset because I know I heard his voice. And then we'll jump ahead, 12 years or so. My maternal grandmother that had lived with us passed away the previous year. And my mom and I were at the sink in the kitchen doing dishes. And all of a sudden, I heard my grandmother's voice call Ruth. She said my mother's name. And I thought, should I say something to her or shouldn't I? Should I or shouldn't I? I had this little internal conflict going on. And finally, I just had to tell her. And I said, Mom, you're going to think I'm crazy, but I heard Grandma call your name. My mother turned to me with this look of absolute disbelief on her face. She said, you heard it too? And she didn't want to say anything to me because she didn't want me to think she was crazy. Then, a few years ahead, my family and I moved into the house that my husband's parents had built. It's a wonderful house, built in 1960. A dear friend of our family, Miles, lived here, and while he was here, he'd have difficulty sleeping at night. And he'd get up and walk through the kitchen and walk into the dining room and have, a little snack and then go back to bed. Once we moved in and we were all settled, and this was a few months after we had moved in completely, at night, I would hear footsteps coming through the kitchen. And it wasn't just an occasional creak. You could hear the footsteps. And now, did you ever read a book where they say the hair stood up on the back of my neck and my arms, or they say it in TV shows and movies? I never believed that, but it actually happened. It would take every ounce of willpower I had to just reach around the corner and flip the kitchen light on. And every time I would do that, there would be nobody there. And by that time, adrenaline is pumping through me because I'm like, oh my gosh, why am I so afraid? But I am. So finally, one night, I decided to confront it. And I just sat in the living room and I said, Miles, please stop. You're scaring me. It stopped. No more creaking. No more eerie feeling when I went to turn on the kitchen light. So it had to have been Miles. Well, after all my personal experiences, I decided to go on a ghost hunt. So I went to Rolling Hills Asylum in East Bethany, New York. And according to the Rolling Hills website, they're rated as the second most haunted in North America. Now, the history of Rolling Hills Asylum is it was used as a poor farm, an orphanage, a TB asylum, a mental institution, and finally as a nursing home. So there's a lot of history, a lot of spirits, a lot of everything. There's been so many things there. So as we went on the ghost hunt, I went into one room and I started to feel nauseous, and nobody else said anything. I thought I was getting sick. As I walked out of that room to the hallway, I immediately felt better. Well, come to find out, they say if there's a lot of activity in the room, you can feel this way. So that explained that. Then I'm walking down the hallway and I feel my hood on my sweatshirt being tugged. And I turned around to tell my friends to knock it off. There was nobody there. They were all way ahead of in the group. Caught me by surprise, I'll say that. And now I have a picture I'm about to show you that is from the Rolling Hills website. And this picture is a window that is 40 feet and plus off the ground. And there's a picture of a face looking in the window. Now that's pretty good evidence for me. Evidence is very hard to come by. You usually, you have to take pictures if you feel if you think there's somebody there, or you just have this urge to take a picture, you should. There's also electronic voice phenomenon where you ask questions and you just record, wait a few minutes, ask another question, and if you're lucky, you will get an answer back from a spirit. And it's quite interesting when you hear all of these things. And the tips I learned about taking pictures was from Grant Wilson, who is a co-founder of the Atlantic Paranormal Society, and he's also a member of Ghost Hunters, which is a TV show on the Sci-Fi Channel. So while you may be skeptical and while you may not believe, all I can say is all of us don't know everything. So please keep an open mind, and the next time you hear strange creaking in your house or things that go bump in the night, you never know. It just might be somebody from your past coming to say hello to you. Thank you.